Right now, it's time for you to set your watches and your clocks. It's 8 o'clock in the morning here on Top of the Morning on the Edge 105 FM. It means it's now time for Real Estate Today. And I know it's a feature that you all look forward to. This morning, we'll be looking at the subject, moving to a new home, things you need to know. So the question is, are you getting ready to move into a new home? You see, moving into a new home is a life experience that few people would describe as fun. From budgeting for the move to packing and cleaning, there are a few things that are crucial for a successful moving process. Now, I don't know them, but Howard Johnson Jr. from Howard Johnson Realty Limited definitely does, and he's on the telephone to give us all the deets on moving to a new home this morning. Morning, Howard. How are you?
I'm not too bad. Good morning to you, Sir Richie.
I look forward to learning from you this morning on this subject, moving to a new home, things I need to know.
Yes, sir. What a day to discuss that, huh?
Do you suspect that the president-elect might just be listening before he heads into the White House?
Oh, why did I suspect you were coming with that this morning?
I suspect he might be listening, you know. I just suspect that.
He has a few minutes, so I'm sure he's tuned in.
Yes.
Living on the edge, right?
I'm telling you. But in all seriousness, Howie, what is the importance of doing a complete walkthrough, really, of that new home before actually moving into it?
Well, it's very important, Richie, because when you would have seen the property before you acquired, it may have been possessed with the owner's appliances, furniture, and all their things that they have lived there with. Or if you may have seen it while it was under construction. Now that it is finished, it's an empty product, you would want to ensure that what you looked at before, everything is there, everything is sound, everything that you're expecting is in fact in the right place. Mm-hmm. And this is also the period of time where you're going to be doing your assessment to envision what your space will look like when you're moving your things in. So you want to understand the space allocation, bedrooms, the sizes of things that can, be held in certain areas. So you want to make sure that you do that thorough walkthrough because you don't want any surprises.
Mm-hmm. A functioning home, I think, requires functioning utilities. Yes. How long before the move must a homeowner actually ensure that the necessary utilities are in fact set up?
I would want to suggest anywhere between 1 to 2 weeks before the actual move date. And some of the reasons for that, especially if it's a new construction, you want to ensure that the pipes are running for a little while to ensure that everything is okay. You want to make sure that all the electrical plugs are in, so you would need electricity to be in the unit, in the space, so that you can test all these outlets. If you're installing an air conditioning unit, you may want to run it for an hour or two just to make sure there are no leaks or any gaps anywhere. So you at least a week before, you want to make sure that everything is intact. One thing you'd hate to do is to put your stuff in the place and line it up, and then realize, this can't go here because there's no plugs here, or
mm-hmm.
The utility doesn't work here, or I need to move this because you're now dragging and moving around stuff just to fix something that you should have assessed prior to that moving
mm-hmm.
date.
Mm-hmm. We have already established in our introduction that few people would describe the whole moving process as fun. The actual moving process, getting a legitimate moving company, is also something that we want to throw in the mix. How should that be approached?
Well, Richie, you want to make sure that you do your due diligence, do your background checks, check the company documents to see that they are duly registered, see how long they have been in business. You want to get referrals. We have heard of so many horror stories. As you know, I have a deep connection with the National Association of Realtors overseas, and from time to time we come across these horror stories where you get a moving company, they give you very good rates, and they take all your stuff, pile it up in one truck, and that's the last you heard of them mm-hmm. and your stuff.
Wow.
We don't want that to obtain here. So we are encouraging persons to do their due diligence, and a reference or a referral will always be good. If you have close friends and families that can say, yes, this is the person that did it for my next door neighbor, or this is the one that I use all the time, or this one from church, or this one from my high school days, those are things because these are persons within your sphere of influence that have shown confidence in these people. And that's how I would want to suggest that you approach trying to ascertain and zeroing on a moving company.
Would you go as far as suggesting that the person moving in should get a sort of a measurement or in fact take a look at the blueprint of the new house they're moving into?
Absolutely, absolutely. As I mentioned before, you don't want to overestimate or underestimate the space that you have. And if you're taking stuff from an old home or the home that you're moving from to this space, you don't want to automatically assume that all of these things can fit in that same space. You also don't want to have your home looking too sparse. So you want to make sure that you're measuring your areas. If you have a 3-piece set, you need to understand where would the larger piece be versus a smaller one and look at that orientation. Many times your blueprint or your drawings, your architect would have shown you sample layouts as to where the furniture should be. You don't want to get a 65, 75-inch wall TV, but that's the span of the wall. Right? Or you don't want to get a 24-inch and then where the furniture is going to be, you have to use a magnifying glass and look at the monitor. Your bedrooms, you don't want to assume that the king-size bed can actually fit in the room that has space only for a double size. So yes, the measurement is going to be crucial. And with that, you go back to where, and you shout out Active Traders the other day.
Earlier.
Yes. When you walk into Active Traders, you take your measuring tape, you take the size of the furniture, the dining room, and then you go back into that said space and see whether or not the things that you're acquiring from Active Traders, Home and Things, Fields Hardware, you just ascertain whether or not they can fit in that space before you actually purchase them and make your adjustments accordingly.
Yes, because if you want a basin for a guest room and you need not to exceed 18 inches, then you don't want to be buying a 22-inch base.
That is absolutely correct. You see yourself shaving off shaving off the basin a little bit just to fit it
right.
That's not a good look.
So I can identify.
Measurements are critical
and crucial. I can identify with that. All right, so in closing this segment, what are your best tips for organizing items before moving then, Howie?
I would suggest that people organize their things based on necessity and importance. Get the major pieces in your fridge and your stove before you start to think of the other things such as a sandwich maker, bullet, what do you call that thing that makes juices?
Yeah, your bullet. They call it the bullet.
Yeah, bullet, right, right. Your magic bullet.
Yes.
Or your NutriBullet. Focus on the major items. What will be going into my bedroom, and get those things together first and pack those away, because during this transition, there may be items that you do not need to transition into the other space and could now give away to charity or discard of them because you have been just hoarding. And this is a time that a lot of persons find that they have been hoarding a lot of things over the years, and you don't want to start that new experience in your new home with junk. So segment based on the order of importance and the order of necessity. Get those things packed away first, and then, fit the other things accordingly.
Sounds really good. I'm going to share the tip of the day with our listeners right now here on Real Estate Today. And here's the tip. Save yourself the time and the trouble when moving into a new home by having a clear idea of how you'd like your home to look instead of just winging it. This gives you the freedom to always make changes later when you see fit. And that is our tip of the day. We're moving on right now to the deal on the edge. And Howard's got it.
This 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 1,200 square feet apartment in Coral Gardens, Montego Bay, St. James is waiting to be your new home today. This property features a balcony with beautiful ocean view where you can watch the sunset and a well-manicured garden for your leisure. We're asking you to contact Michelle Scott at 876-868-4530 for this wonderful 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 1,200 square feet apartment, and we're asking $120,000 per month for this unit. That's Michelle Scott, 868-4530.
All right. 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 1,200 square feet. Michelle, that should not stay on your hands for long at $120,000 a month. Good luck with that. All right. Well, Howie, that brings us to the end of the program. Suffice it to say, although this information is yet to be officially authenticated, I understand a message out of the United States is saying Joe Biden says thank you to the Real Estate Today team for giving him those pointers on moving into a new home and things he needs to know. So
excellent. I'm glad for the reach of Edge. I'm telling you. Top of the morning. Edge.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. Have a great day, Howie. And how can you be reached, by the way?
Oh, you can contact us at 876-620-1457. Visit our website at www.hjrealtors.com. See us on social media using the username HJ Realtors, or you can visit our office at unit number 15, Ligani Post Mall, 115 Hope Road.
Thoroughly enjoyed today's program. Have a great week and all the best to you.
You too, Richie. Have a good one.
Thank you. All right, moving to a new home. Things you need to know. Real Estate Today focused on that, and it is good to hear that the president-elect would have endorsed all of what we just discussed. And it is rather topical in his life right now as he's about to move into the White House. So we're happy, Mr. President, to have been able to provide you with that little extra information that you might need as you settle into this new space. All right. Having said that, let's move on. It's 12 minutes now past the hour of 8 o'clock. Here's what we do. What we do best. Play music.